Tony the Closer reveals he paid Gillie and Wallo $400,000 to appear on $1 million worth of game.
I didn't have a big following at first. I started leveraging other people platforms. I mean, I paid 400,000 to Wallo and Gillie to be on $1 million worth of game. You feel me? Like, hey man, I paid 400K. I made 250,000 the first week. See, I heard you say God, but look, my
Yeah,
first
it's
week,
marketing. Yeah,
my first week, I made 250,000. So I'm starting to make more money just because I was able to get visibility to my product. I done sold
yeah, I get it.
80,000 people. Now I got 80,000 people. I done sold real estate information.
You paid
Think about
400.
how powerful that is.
You paid 400 to Gillie and Wallo to be on their platform, like as an integrated ad or something.
Yeah, we doing business.
Okay.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
somebody who just recently paid like 500,000 to talk about nothing at all.
All right, y'all. Tony the Closer just dropped some big news, and he said he dropped a big bag to appear on $1 million worth of game. $400,000 he spent to appear on $1 million worth of game. Now, this gives keen insights into how podcasters are making their money, but it also gives insight into how Gillie and Wallo are making their money and reveals how much they have changed their platform into just a money-making machine. They're essentially urban media's answer to QVC, right? Gillie and Wallo are up there doing 30-minute ads just to make money and sacrificing the quality of their content. I mean, I saw a whole $1 million worth of game ad that was like 30 minutes long. They were talking about building a room in your house so you could avoid tax laws, all of that jazz. I don't like it, but I do think Tony the Closer revealing this, I was surprised. I was like, $400,000. That sounds like a lot. Sounds like a lot of money to appear on the podcast. I mean, the views on it aren't that high either. I think well, actually, they are pretty high. They're like close to 1 million. But do you think Tony the Closer got return on his investment? I mean, that's what he said in this clip right here. He said he made $250,000 immediately upon paying for that placement. And I think what was crazy is that the biggest takeaway was that Meek Mill allegedly slept with Tony's girl or one of Tony's girl. Wow. Shout out to Gillie and Wallo chasing that bag at the expense of listener experience. That's one of the things I've been wanting to do, is make a video about $1 million worth of game, like the fall off. Because initially they started out as similar to the Joe Budden podcast, where it was about the chemistry between the co-hosts, but they became an interview platform. And now you kind of see them scrambling to do interviews with people because they're running out of interview subjects. And if you look at this landmark deal that they claim to have signed, you will see that they're under a lot of pressure. You don't just get that big deal and be able to sit on your hands and think that the money is going to come in naturally. No, you have to produce. You have to hit the metrics. And I think Barstool one day will look at what money they are generating, the type of click ads. Like, are people really going to their ads? And then start to think like, all right, I don't know if we should renew that contract. And I do wonder how $1 million worth of game will change if they're not signed to a big network like Barstool. Barstool basically guarantees you a certain amount of views. You get put on their network. Who knows the type of Barstool magic that's going on. And I think this admission by Tony the Closer makes me think about what everybody else is paying. What are these other 30-minute integrated ads cost to be on $1 million worth of game? Also, is $1 million worth of game properly vetting people? I look at platforms like Earn Your Leisure, when they have people up there, are they being properly vetted? Even if it's an ad, when you pay for it, are you looking back into this person's history? Are you seeing if it might be a scam? Are you putting the public announcement, hey, this ad does not necessarily align with the thoughts and beliefs of $1 million worth of game. This was a bought ad. Because it looks like y'all just interviewing people. And I don't know. If you ask me, that could be misleading. Do you think Tony the Closer got return on investment? Let me know. I believe this is fascinating. It's great to see how people are making money. If anybody wants to appear on the Stop platform and sell stuff, let me know. I'll bring you on. I'm just kidding. I'm not doing that. All right, y'all. That's my video for now. Follow me on Twitter. This is where it happened. This is where Tony the Closer was talking to Rocky and Tax. Shout out to Taxstone. He's come back in Twitter Spaces. His Spaces kind of does sound like tax season again. He hasn't missed a beat. I wonder if he did clip up the Twitter Spaces and put it out as a podcast. I wonder how many people would tune in. I do think he's kind of doing good work there. I do believe the Twitter Spaces sometimes has to vet who's on stage because they go into wild tangents. No names, but Taxstone is great. Taxstone does his thing, and we'll see if he's able to continue, if he's able to be consistent. I think the dude misses having an audience and having people to engage with. I'm sure that, when you get an audience, no matter how small or big it is cool to get proper feedback in real time. Like, a lot of times you're not able to get that. And I think it might be a way for Taxstone to escape the limitations of confinement. I don't know if Tax enjoys, that's weird to say someone enjoys confinement, but I think Tax, the reason I say that, the reason why I made that comment is because Taxstone still sounds like himself. It doesn't sound like he's a different person. But we will see if he continues to do the spaces, if it will continue to have the same energy as tax season. The vibes is back, and we will see. All right, y'all. Follow me on Instagram, The Stop TV. Follow me on Twitter, The Stop TV. Hey, everybody, please subscribe to my Patreon. It's where I put a lot of the content that I cannot include here. I just recently did an interview with Shammy. Shammy is a controversial figure in the podcast world, and I dropped a couple clips on my channel, but he kind of got a little too messy, so I didn't want to edit all of that, and I put it on my Patreon. The Patreon is only $3, and I want to add, if you don't want to pay for the Patreon, that's totally fine. I am not one of those creators that gets upset when you don't pay for my Patreon. I would even suggest you wait a couple months and then subscribe. But for the people from today, you can subscribe now because it's months of content, months of interesting things that I have posted, and we keep it real on there. Subscribe to the Patreon. It will be the link comment in my comment section. All right, y'all. Remember, if it's Danny, it's from the Stop.